Okay, so this time let's add a baddie. Here, I've just got another simple ship, and I'm going to go to my blueprints folder and create a new folder for my baddies. And essentially, it's going to work very similar to our other one. We're going to create a blueprint class, type actor. We'll just call it baddie1 underscore BP. And we're going to drag and drop that new mesh in. Cool. Now, in the same way that we used offsets for our current ship, didn't we? Yes, I think pretty sure. Oh no, we used force. Ooh, shall we use force again? Force was quite nice. Yeah. Okay, let's do that again. I was just going to use linear offset. So, let's turn on simulate physics. Let's enable gravity. And for now, we'll just lock those rotations. I think at some point I'm going to bring the rotations back on so we can add some banking and stuff. But for now, that'll do. And yeah, we're going to try not use event tick. Just going to rename that. But for now, I'm not going to worry too much about optimization. And I'm just going to say add force. So I feel like it was on the X, and I feel like it was a fairly high number, wasn't it, that we're using? Yeah. So I'm just going to say, I don't know, minus 1,500. I'm just going to go ahead and add one of these to my scene and press play. Now, do you know why that didn't work? Because that is the 3D model, not the blueprint. But if I right click it with the blueprint selected down here, I can actually just say replace with blueprint. Okay. Yay! Oh, cool. Just notice it hits the wall there. We'll fix that in a few minutes. Okay. So the ship was facing in the wrong direction. That's going to be pretty important, isn't it? So let's turn that around, and let's also add a box collision, because if it hits that back wall, we'll probably want to destroy it. Cool, that'll do as a simple box collision. So now we've got a bad guy, and it moves towards us. Let's create the bad guy spawner. So I'm just going to create a new blueprint class, type actor, and I'm going to call it baddie spawner. And just so we can find this, let's add a billboard to it. Add a billboard and an arrow. Okay, so that way we're going to know where we're looking at. And like we did previously, we're going to set an event by timer, event by timer, or timer by event even. And I don't know, just for the sake of test right now, let's just say every 2 seconds, I'm going to spawn a new bad guy. So let's create a new custom event, spawn baddie1. And what we're going to do is we are going to spawn actor class. And we are going to get that arrow, and we're going to say get world transform. And plug you in there. Don't forget to specify baddie1. And let's drag this into our world. And let's make sure it works. Cool. We can see it's spawning the ships. Excellent. Excellente. So that's fine, right? You know what? With the ships, I'm just going to add a little bit of rotation to them, or a little bit like up and down. So on my baddie, you know how we've got the this? I'm just going to split it. And off to Z, I'm just going to get a random float in range. I don't know, say between minus 600 and positive 600. And also the speed was a little bit fast, wasn't it? We do want to be able to shoot it. And let's also turn up the, that linear dampening a bit as well. Alright, hopefully now they'll sort of have a little bit more up or down. Cool, you see they've got a little bit more up or downness to them. Not much, but it's something. Cool. So this spawner, we actually want it to not spawn all at the same height, but maybe potentially at different heights. So what we could do is we could figure out the height of here. So you can see I've got the Z, and we're sort of saying like a max of 250 or like a minimum of like 900. Yeah, let's do that. Or we could just add a move component and insert to movement and basically just have this moving up and down the entire time, which actually might be quite fun. But no, we'll just we'll split this, and I actually don't remember the numbers I said. Split struct, like oops. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to split you, and like we did before, you know, that random range on the Z. No, actually here. Get random float in range. Random float in range. No get word. What was it? Minus 700. So I'll just say minus 500. Was it like 2,500? I'm just going to double check. That. So minus 500 will be about here. So it could actually probably go a bit lower. And 2,500 is probably too high. So let's slightly lower number. Let's say 270 and lower you a little bit too. Now your numbers will be different to mine because obviously depending on how much you've kind of zoomed out with yours. But now they all should sort of, so you can see the starting at different heights. Excellent. Let's move this cursor off screen. Let's move it off screen so we can't actually see it. And let's get our bullet so it actually destroys this bad guy, shall we? So I'm going to go into my player, going to open my bullet, and I'm going to click on that sphere collision. And I'm going to say on component begin overlap. And I'm going to say, hey, are you touching the baddie? If you are, then what I would like you to do is destroy yourself. Spawn on particles, destroy. Yeah, destroy the baddie, spawn on particle system, and then destroy yourself. And increase the score. Whoa. What did I do? Don't crash on me. Don't crash on me. Yeah. Okay. No idea what happened there, but thankfully it didn't crash. Big old bullet. Pew. Big old bullet. Pew. Cool. And there we go. We've sort of got the makings of your basic SHMUP there. We've got a baddie. We've got a baddie spawner, which at the moment is every 2 seconds is just going to spawn a baddie. Again, we might change sort of how that system works later on, but for now that'll be fine. We've got a baddie that all it does is kind of move towards you with a little bit of random up or down. Might be nice to have a little bit more up or down, because that was quite minimal. Yeah, and that's it. I do wonder if another thing to test every now and then, which I haven't actually tested so far, is to press play and hit F11 and go full screen. And sort of see how that feels. Like that back wall can actually move a bit further back, and that top wall can move a bit further up. Ultimately, those things are destroying too fast. We probably want them to take a few hits before and maybe flash. But those are like the kind of refinements that we'll probably tweak and do later on. But for now, that'll do. Like, so I'm just going to move this left wall a touch more across. Move this top wall a touch more up. And yeah, there we go. Look at that. Excellent. Hit file, save all. Good progress so far.